So we must create value maybe to potential customers. So the customer base, we must factor in value addition. So that if we value our customers, they will also value and cherish the kind of products that we will turn out to the market. So it means that we must make sure that we have at the back of our minds what products make sense for a company to sell. So what products will make your waste management company sell? It is not just turning out something, but making sure that the product that you turn out is able to enter, penetrate into the market for you to achieve your goal. Then how it wants to promote its products. How does the company want to promote the product that you are turning out? So you have to make sure that you segment the market very well. And what type of people are you trying to serve? Are you trying to serve? Are you targeting other business entities? Are you what class of people are you targeting? Are you targeting students? Are you targeting local communities? Are you targeting the urban areas or what? And then what revenue streams do you expect? The revenue streams comes in different folds, which probably we'll look at tomorrow. What revenue streams are you looking at? And then, in most cases, how are you going to generate your revenue, inflows and then outflows? So these are some of the things that you need to consider as you prepare your business plan or business model. So, and this, there's a tool known as the business model canvas tool, and it entails quite a lot of things, which I think maybe later on I can share with your for our organizers to also share with you. If the business model canvas, it has components like key partners, key activities that we are going to employ, other value propositions, key resources that we are going to look for, both human and raw material, any other resources that you need to make sure that your business thrives, customer relations, which will look at channels of operation, cost structure, and then the revenue stream. So the business model canvases will identify all these segments that you need to put in place to make sure that when you set up your business is able to move and penetrate the market effectively. It means that you need to involve yourself in so many research work before you come out with a business. But even the business model canvas, you can just Google business model canvas and then you have the templates there. So it means that in the operation of your business, you must look at the size of business that you want to set up based on your strength. So the size of your business, the growth trends must be captured. How do you expect your business to grow from the scratch, year one, year two, up to year five? How do you expect your business to grow? And then who will be the key players that you will engage in the waste management industry? Who will be your key players? Are you targeting your competitors, or you have other institutions or industries that you can bring on board so that they can also help you to um, make sure that you'll be able to go through your business successfully? So, in business model, these are the things that you need to do to make sure that you to put in place to make sure that your business is able to grow to the level that you want it to be. Then, as you put down this model, what is the target or your clients that you want to serve or you want to reach out to? So you look at the market, the client or target segmentation. So waste management segmentation, it could be municipal, solid waste, industrial, hazardous waste, which we identified 2 days ago, and previously we had already gone through that. So you look at the kind of waste that you want to waste as a business that you want to enter into, and then the location. Where will you site your business? Will you site it in the city, or you want to site it in the rural setting, and or where? And as I said earlier, it depends on the kind of business, that waste management business that you want to enter into. For instance, when the young man approached me and said that, oh, you want to set up a charcoal briquettes company, I said, okay, where do you want to set it up? He says, I want to set it up at Dodowa. Dodowa is a town in the Greater Accra region here. He said, Dodowa. And I said, are you sure you are going to get the raw materials in Dodowa? He said, yes. Then I suggested other two communities in the eastern region. One is Adoso and one is Adeso. They are all Equiapim towns. Adoso is close to Koforidua. Adeso is on the way to Asamankesi, where I know he can get a lot of coconut waste in these areas. So if you set up this business there, in either Adoso or Adeso, you'll get the waste materials easily. And from Accra to Adoso too is not far, and the same, and vice versa, Accra to Adeso. In the same way too, there are other communities where you can get these close to these communities that I've identified for this young man, where you can get other raw materials to add on. So the point I'm trying to make is that don't just sit down in your room and say that because somebody is doing this business and is thriving, I must also go into it. Location counts. You don't take care, you also cite yours there, and it will not function effectively. Then customer demographics. Is it the business? Are you doing residential, commercial, or industrial? So for instance, these young guys who use tricycles to collect waste every morning for our homes, they drive to our residential facilities, collect them. Unfortunately, because most of us don't segregate our waste, they also mix all of them up and then go to the dump site and then dump them there. So you have that site always the rubbish heaping up. So is it residential you are targeting, or you are targeting the commercial or industrial waste? Which one are you looking at? These are some of the things that you need to also ponder. Specific waste management needs of clients. Those that you are targeting, what are their needs? You don't just sit down in your room and say that, oh, for if I look at uh, 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 Lagos State, I see that there's waste in the on the by the wayside. So what I want to do is that I'll buy a tricycle and always go from house to house. Maybe they don't want it, but please pardon me. I'm not saying that Lagos State is dirty. So pardon me for that. But I must use all the two examples as well. Maybe that's not what they want. Maybe they want a commercial waste management system where bins are provided at their doorsteps, and then they can dump there, and then big trucks come for them, they segregate the waste, big trucks come for them, they pay a token at the end of the month, and their waste is gone. So if you want enter into this, make sure that you understand the needs of your clients. What do they want? Don't just get out and say, I'm setting up this business because I see that this is what can help. So the customer needs and preferences, you must make sure that you identify specific needs, their preference, and what disturbs them. So target your customers very well and make sure that you get to understand them, which means that you need to conduct a lot of research, surveys, interviews, focus group discussion, and so that understand the business. With the geographical consideration, you must also look at the population density. Is it in an urban setting? What are the industrial activities here in the area that you want to set up your business? What is the waste generation rates? Just as I indicated earlier, if you want to use if you want to set up a business and you don't have the resources that you use to generate that kind of business that you want to enter into, what happens? You set up the business and it becomes a white elephant. So you must know the waste generation rates. So if in a secondary school you think that there's lot of there's frequent power cuts, so you want to convert their sewage into energy. If you want to convert their sewage into energy, and that is the business model that you have. Now, have you conducted the research to know the kind of waste, the rates they generate? Is it possible to supply them power up to a certain level or convert into the energy that you are focusing on? What is the size of the population that you are looking at? So you must factor in all these things before you come out with your model. Then the market entry strategy. What kind of strategy are you putting in place to make sure that you reach out to your clients, your target audience? Because if you don't put in very good market strategy, you put the product out and the product remains on the shelves. So there's the need for you to conduct a market activation system. So the market activation to influence the capability of your business. So in effect, the strategies that you are looking at here, so far as your clients are concerned, is that make sure that you know your clients, you understand your clients, you map up your clients, you do proper market activation to know whether they have taste for the kind of product that you want to bring to the market. Know your location and make sure that you understand the community, the system, the environment very well. If you're able to do that, then you'll be able to come out with an effective, robust strategy to influence your model to make sure that you come out with a very good business plan and a very good business management strategy for the community or the kind of business that you want to enter into. I'll pause here on the strategy and then ask for questions, comments before I move on to the next presentation. Thank you. Please, is there any question or comments on the strategy, business model? Hello? Any question on the business model, the strategies that you put in place, plan for operation? Is there any question? If not, then I'll move on to the next. So you can jot your points down whilst I move on to the next presentation. So of the business model, business plan model, we're looking at the business strategy and setting of the business goals, how to set business goals. So okay. So we look at the mission, vision, we look at the determination of clients, setting clear and measurable business goals, planning, exploration, performance, and then the customer focus, which some of them we have already talked about. So we look at a mission. Now, if you talk of a mission, and this mission and vision must drive your company. The mission and the vision must drive your company. Why am I saying so? We are saying that on top of a mission, it states the purpose for which. So mission defines the organization business objectives and how to reach these objectives. So clearly we are looking at what you are going to do, the purpose for which you are establishing the company. Are you establishing the company to make sure that you give employment to more youth? Are you establishing the company because you create income or as alternative source of livelihood or whatever? So the mission is simply the purpose of, and that normally is just a one sentence or a short paragraph explaining what the company's culture will be, the values, the ethics, and then how it intends to operate. So this is the mission. And then the vision tells where the organization aspires to go, the company aspires to go. So the purpose and where it intends to. So maybe I'm starting the business on a tabletop, but in the next 5 years, I want to move from my tabletop to a shop or a rented place. So where is the business heading towards? Where is the business aspiring to go? Aspire to go. That is what we call the vision. I hope I'm clear. So this vision and mission and vision, to be able to set out this vision and mission, it means that you must identify certain things that will influence the vision and then the mission. And this is what we call the determination of type of clients, which I have explained some of them earlier. So the determination of the clients will help influence your vision and then your mission. So if it's household, residential, if it's commercial, if it's municipal, if it's specialized clients, that one will help you to determine the purpose for which you are setting up your business. And at the same time, it also helps you to plan towards achieving that purpose. So the vision, helping you to go towards the set targets. So how do you set up these targets? A clear business goal or objectives must help you to reach a certain level. And if you are not getting even close, if you have not able to achieve that goal that you have set, at least you must reach a certain measurable percentage which will help the business to grow a little on. So you must set up a clear and measurable business goal and objectives for your company. And goal setting is very, very, very essential in our businesses. Fortunately, most of us don't see it that way. And when you are setting a goal, we simply have what we call smart way of setting your objectives. The goal is broad. The goal is very broad. But the objectives are the systematic way of achieving your goal. And that one must be smart, what we call smart. And I'm coming to explain smart here. Smart, as we normally use in our normal day-to-day activities, SMART, smart. Now, smart means that in business, you must be specific of what you want to do. So if I am going to sell this phone, I've seen that people don't have phone covers or screen protector. Most of my office staff and others don't have. So, and I want to have alternative livelihood. Now, how do I go about this? I must sit down and do the analysis very well, and then make sure that I set out a clear, because most of them don't have the protector. I'm not going to say that I'm going to provide them with batteries. And the specific thing here is that I am going to provide them with screen protector. Period. Specific. Now, because of illegal mining activities, illegal tree cutting and the rest, so we are losing our trees. So what are we going to do? A time will come that those in the rural communities will not have access to charcoal to cook. So what am I going to do as part of my waste management business model? What I am going to do is that in order to protect the environment, I am going, and I've seen that people are throwing away coconut waste. I am going to gather this coconut waste, add value to it, get cassava, add value to this, and then turn them into charcoal briquettes. Specific. So your objective must be smart, must be specific, and it must be measurable. If you can you measure the impact of your intervention? If you say I'm going to produce 200 charcoal briquettes at the end of the period, can we measure and say, yes, you did 200 or you did more or less? So you must measure the kind of intervention that you bring on board. Then it must be achievable. Don't set ambitious targets that you cannot achieve, or ambitious targets that you can achieve. So set targets that you can achieve within a period of time. And then whatever you are bringing on board must be relevant to society, relevant to all of us. And it must be the time bound or time based. And if it is time bound or time based, then it means that you have set yourself a target that within the next 6 months, I'm going to do the so number of production. And within that period, you have been able to do it. That's why I'm saying that over ambitious targets, you cannot achieve them. So you use smart to set your clear objectives to fit into your long-term goal. That the next 5 years, as I start on a tabletop, I am going to move to a shop. So, and this will help you for growth, market share expansion, customer acquisition, and operational efficiency. Because you have set these smart targets or smart objectives and you are working towards achieving them, it means that your revenue generation will grow. Your market share, you expand your market share because now people will get to know of you. When they need something and they come, they know that, oh, you will not fail them. There are some people, you give them work to do and it takes quite some time, or you want to buy something from them, it takes long before you get it. Oh, it's not done. You'll come tomorrow. But because you have set a good target for yourself and you are serious about it, you are able to produce to meet your client's needs. So you are able to expand because everybody will direct other people to you that, oh, go to this place, the person is able to help you out. Which means that you get more customer base and then your operations will be more efficient than the others. So it means that you must plan effectively and making sure that when you plan effectively, strategically, you'll be able to work towards achieving it. Now, strategic planning simply means that you are making sure that your company work towards identifying and working towards the goals and objectives that you have set for yourselves. And so in simple terms, we are saying that you will win in the period ahead. At all costs, you are planning to win at all costs. So you have put the systems in place in such a way that you are following it methodologically so that you'll be able to achieve the things that you put in place. So the steps in planning, strategic planning, I'll share some few with you, which means that you assess your current business strategy and then environment. So you have access to make sure that the strategy that you put in place or the business model that you put in place, you assess it and see how best it fits into the environment that you're operating. And then you are able to develop a very good goal and objective for the company. And then you're able to determine performance matrix. So when you have the strategic document in place, it means that at every point in time, you are able to review, just as we explained yesterday, review and update your system so that you perform towards achieving the goals that you have set for yourself. And then you implement and share your plan with others, especially your workers, your staff, to and then you're able to revise and restructure to meet the needs of others. So here you are, or strategically, you are able to expand, you are able to diversify, you are able to adapt to new changes, especially now that you are moving with technology. You are able to adapt easily, and then you are able to sustain your operations. You are able to sustain your business and grow to the next level. So there are innovations in business models which we use the four V's in the business model. And the four V's in the business model, we're looking at having the value network, value creation, value capture, and then value propositions. So we're looking at who are your customers and what do they value, what do they value. So the target customers and the solutions that you employ. Then look at how is the value chain configured to the production, the distribution cycle, and then what is the economic logic of making a return. So revenue generation, financing, and what is the role in the value network. So partners and then complementations. So pay as you throw pricing models, waste to energy conversion technologies, and value added recycling services. So these are the value addition services that we will look at when we talk of waste management as a business model. Then some of the things that you need to consider in your model is the risk management. Africans, especially Ghanaians, are afraid of risk. They don't want to take risk. Why? Because they think that this thing that I'm going to enter into, if I fail, what happens? People will laugh at me. And because people will laugh at them, then they don't want to enter into it. Now, if you do that, it means that you will fail. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you must make sure that when you are developing some of these things, you identify the risk factors. And when you identify the risk factors, you plan effectively so that in case of uncertainties, you are able to at least maneuver your way through. So yesterday, for instance, I made mention of what we call SWOT analysis. So to feed into your goals generation and objectives and how to manage your risk factors, there's the need for you to analyze your strength, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. And when we talk of your strength, that is SWOT, SWOT analysis. And when we talk of your strength, we are looking at internal advantages such as skilled employees, innovative products, or strong brand recognition. So what you have that others don't have, that is your strength. Your advantages, the skills that you have. Do you have any innovative ideas? I was talking to Ramsey. I told them that we want to have innovative projects that we want people to support. How do we get people to support such innovative projects, to come out of this innovation so that we also support them? So this is your strength. Then you identify your weakness, internal limitations. What are your internal limitations? Even though you have all these internal skills, innovation, and the rest, there are some limitation factors that you need to also consider, like lack of resources. You don't have the resources to implement your innovative ideas. Sometimes you are working and you have a high employee turnover. You have poor marketing strategies in place, poor customer relations, which drives people away. So these are your weaknesses. So internally, you have your strength, you have your weaknesses. Now, the good thing is that you don't rely solely on your weakness and then kill your business. But there are other opportunities outside the external factors that can benefit the business, such as growing demand for new markets or emerging trends. New things may come up, which you can use your innovation to turn your weaknesses into opportunities for people to also now draw closer to you and then demand your products. Then the threats, external factors that can harm the business, like competition from other waste management industries or companies, economic downturns like the how COVID destroyed some of our things and the rest, and then Ukraine, the war, whatever, and then regulatory changes when there's change in regulation, as we said yesterday. So if you're able to identify all these things, then you are able to pen down your risk factors. And then, in case of uncertainties, you are able to see how best you'll be adjust so that you'll be able to uh, continue to exist, operate, and then meet your clients' needs. And then resource allocation. The role of effective allocation is to support the implementation of business strategy and see where it goes. So, how do you develop strategies, effective strategies for resource allocation? Now, if you are not able to put effective financial management strategies in place, before you realize, even the little capital that you start with is gone. So you allocate your resources in such a way that both human, financial, and other things, you allocate them in such a way that you are able to work towards achieving your business strategy and your goals. Then performance measurement. Now, what are your KPIs? What are your key performance indicators to measure the kind of strategy that you are putting in place? Every strategy that you put in place must have KPIs. If you don't have KPIs, at the end of the day, you will not be able to determine whether you are progressing or retrogressing. So the key performance indicators must let us track or help us to track the progress and success of your waste management business. So, for instance, if you say at the end of 2024 or by first quarter of 2024, I should be able to supply my clients with so and so products, and that one is not measurable enough. So you indicate that I should be able to supply 500 clients with maybe 2,000 of my products. Now, you measure at the end of the first quarter and see whether really you are performing better or not, whether you are progressing or retrogressing. Then the customer focus. We are looking at loyalty here. What kind of services are you providing to your customers? You enter into shops or businesses, and then the one who is supposed to serve you, the business executive or sales executive or whoever, is just sitting down and sometimes directing you to where, if you need a particular item, you are not finding it on the shelf. Sorry, the person, instead of the person accompanying you to the shelf and then bring it out, just directing you, oh, it's there, go and look for it. What kind of services, how are you relating with your customers? Customers will come and go when they realize that you are not providing them with the kind of services that they need. But if you're able to give them exceptional services, they go and then they come back. a smile, a greeting, a compliment was for your customers. They will always see that, oh, when I go to this particular facility and I need this kind of service, I'm able to get it easily. So when you do that, always you get a lot of customers. So exceptional service for customers, clients. Other customer needs and preferences. When complaints come, how do you handle it? Do you take it in good faith, or you just insult them, or you frown at them, or you shout at them? Do you address their needs? They've seen some defects in your products. When they see this defect on your products and then they raise it up, how do you address these complaints? Building a strong customer relations and then soliciting for feedbacks. How do you even get your clients to even talk about your products? Sometimes people do it by putting suggestion box in front of their shops or their business enterprises, or sometimes they do a survey when they send people out to talk to their clients whether they are satisfied with their products or not. So feedback session is important for you to improve on your services, and then continuous improvement service quality, and then for you to gain competitive edge. So you start small, but because of good customer relations, if you are able to attract a lot of people to your clients, and people will just say, oh, this man has gone somewhere for medicine. It is not anything, it's good customer relations. So, in effect, what we are trying to say is that if you want to develop a business model, a business strategy for your company to grow, these are some of the things that you need to put in place. You must have a vision, a mission. You must have a vision. Where are you heading towards? And what is the purpose of your business or enterprise? That is the mission and the vision. How are you working? What do you aspire to be in the next long term that you have ascribed for yourself? So you must have a vision, and you must develop a goal, and that's a long term plan or long term vision which you want to achieve. And the goals, you must derive objectives from your goals and developing the objectives. These are the drivers of your goal, and the objectives, I said, must be smart. SMART, must be specific, should be measured or measurable, should be attainable, should be able to achieve whatever you are putting out there, and it should be reliable, it should be time bound or relevant and time bound. And we are saying that in some situations, there are risk factors that comes to play, which prevents people from venturing into such businesses. But I found God that before you enter into these things, you analyze yourself, you analyze your situation, you analyze the kind of business that you want to go into by using what we call SWOT analysis. Identify your strength, identify your weakness, which are internal, identify your opportunities and threats, which are external. And then based on that, you put down certain things to address the uncertainties that may come your way when you start your business. And at the same time, we are saying that you plan effectively to meet your customer needs. Be nice to your customers because you don't know where you meet them again. And if you are hostile to your customers, they go, they will not come back, and your business will die off. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana head office here, We used to have, when you are climbing the first staircase, it is there. Those you meet on your way up, they are the same people you meet on your way down. Meaning that in every staircase that you climb, in most cases, you see security men there. When you are climbing up and you don't greet them and you just bypass them, now you don't have the security people, you have the is it front desk executives or receptionists, whoever. So those you meet on the way up, you get there, you don't greet them, you just bypass. And then you climb up. Just as today is a holiday here in the office here because of ascension. And you meet somebody at the reception or the gate and don't talk to the person, and you climb up, you come down. What happens? You are going to ask the same person a question or inquire of something from that person. So treat your people well, and your business will thrive. Thank you very much for your attention. Before I move to the question for the day, let me open the class for questions, comments, and discussion. And if I've succeeded confusing you more, please let me know so that I stop confusing you. Any question, comments?
Please, sir, I would like to see step number 3. I think I missed that.
Second.
Okay, sorry. Step number 2. Step number 2, just before this step. Okay. I just want to see it clearly, sir. Just a minute. Okay, determination of type of clients for the waste. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Ido.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, boss.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your great presentation. The question I want to ask is that how can you make probably the video or the materials available for us so that we can go over it again? Because more or less a lot of things are embedded in it that we still need to go over so that we can properly digest them.
Okay, please. The slides will be shared by the organizers, so you'll get them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You'll get them. Welcome, sir. Please, any other question, comments? The class is too quiet for my liking. Or did I rush through? Any question, any comments, any feedback? Don't go away. I won't mention your name today. I've seen some people dropping. Okay, if there's no question, then let's look at the question for the day. So, how do you develop a business strategy? Can you give us some of the components that help us to develop a business strategy? What are some of the components that we need to consider to develop a business strategy? Sunday. Hello, Sunday. Hello, Sunday. Can you unmute? Yes, you can talk now. It's not coming. Okay, so anybody, Femi.
Okay, sir. So, from what I've learned today, a very key component of a good business model will be to have a clearly defined vision and mission. A mission in this case can be in a simple one to two, three sentences. Keep it short and concise. Why the vision will describe what I intend, where I want to be in the future. I could start my business from a tabletop. In the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, even in the next 5 years, where do I want to be? Do I still want to be in that? So, and what are the plans I'm making now to progressively reach that a particular vision, to make that vision realized? So, I really learned that mission and vision are very key.
Thank you very much. Please, who else? Michael.
All right, thank you very much for the class. So, personally, for my business strategy moving forward from aside having the mission and vision statement, you should know your SWOT analysis well, which involves your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and the threat involving or surrounding that particular business you would want to go into. So, in knowing that, it will help you plan further and well in the particular business.
Thank you, Michael. Please, any other? Sunday, is your hand still up? Please, any other? How do you develop a business strategy based on the presentations that we have made this afternoon? How do you develop a business strategy? What are some of the components that you need to consider to develop a business strategy? Hey, so only three people. Okay, Sunday, I think you have a problem with your audio connectivity. No problem. You can just type, use the chat box and then just send in your information. So we have only 3 or 4 people, but I know we have quite a number of people here this afternoon. So please, this afternoon and evening, so please let us help ourselves. What are the components you need to consider for developing a business strategy?
Hello.
Sylvia,
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon.
Thank you so much for the teaching. For me, I would say location. The location should be considered, and also the kind of clients you want to deal with, the kind of clients to deal with, and having a good relationship with them as well.
Okay, thank you. Please, who else? Okay, so Sunday is saying that we need to look at our markets. Yes, please. Who else? Nobody? All right. So I take it that I was able to you're able to capture the whatever was presented. But don't forget you have an assignment. You by all means prepare a business plan. So and that is why you need to know the components of the business plan on the website. So Sandy say, please, I think we should consider the target market. That is the people who will buy the product and who use the product more. Okay, thank you very much. All right. If there's nothing, then I have to thank you for your time. Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days in a row. Thank you for joining me on this business waste management as a business training or capacity building. So grateful to the organizers for this. So please, um, if you have any concerns, you let the organizers know. So grateful to have you. Tomorrow we'll have our last session, and then we, we close
Okay,
the
thank you very
training for.
much, Mr. Ankamo. Uleji Sunday was raising his hand at some point. Do you have a question for us?
Pardon me.
Okay, I thought you raised your hand.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay, okay.
It was Sunday who raised their hand.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's who I was actually talking to. So, Sunday, please. I think Sunday has something for us.
But I think the microphone is not working well, so that's why he sent the information through the chat box.
Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Okay, so Sunday, if you can put your question now, if you have a question, put it on the chat box because you just raised your hand again.
Okay, so I think the organizers we can call it a day, and then we'll meet the same time tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Akamo. So see you tomorrow then.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye bye.
Yeah.